Hey, I'm Monica Neubauer, the Maverick Motivator, here with number 3 in my series for home buyers, first-time home buyers. Okay, we talked about questions to ask because you need to find an excellent lender and an excellent real estate agent. We talked about some types of financing just to give you enough information so when you talk to your lender, you will have an idea of the options that are out there available to you, possibly. Not all of those are for everybody. And your real estate agent can be a good sounding board for you with your lender. They'll often have a recommendation for a good lender, and you can talk some of that with them as well. But remember, the real estate agent is the real estate professional and the lender is the financial professional. If you find out that your real estate agent knows that much more than your lender, you might need a different lender. Okay? So that's just something to think about. Today's episode, or this episode, I don't know, maybe you'll watch them all in order. We're going to talk about what are some of the things that you need to buy a house, okay? It's kind of an eclectic list, but it's more some of the stages of being prepared. Now, you do need money. Yes, you need some money. Have people bought houses with no money? Yes, they have. Maybe a USDA, maybe a VA, and closing costs have been paid. So yes, occasionally people do buy houses with no money. I'm going to do a whole separate video for you on the money that you're going to need during the home buying process. So we'll do that one next. Now, just know you will be needing money. So save some money because it's going to cost you something, which when you're buying a purchase that's $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, $600,000, it's reasonable. You should be bringing some money to the table. So save your money. Okay. Also, the next thing you're going to need is if you're getting a loan, which we've kind of established in this series, that's what the vast majority of you are doing, you will need a lender qualification letter. Now, let me talk briefly about that. When you talk to the lender, they can have an initial conversation with you. They can pull your credit. And you know what? They can pull your credit. It's okay. They do, at least initially, what's called soft pulls, and they don't affect your credit score. And by the way, here's kind of another aside. When you're looking for a lender, and if you want to shop their rates and fees, know that shopping a lender is a complicated procedure, okay? Just because you get a rate from them, all lenders are not offering you the same program. There's a rate that's available, there's closing costs and how many fees. A lot of the closing costs are the same in every lender, but they have fees. Do they charge you points? And in this high interest rate environment, is it okay to buy a point down? So it's a little bit more complicated. But what I wanted to say is if you're going to shop lenders, that needs to be done really in the same day because their structure is their structure. And if you're looking for affordable costs and a good rate and you want to understand how that goes together, you're going to need to shop them on the same day when the financial environment is the same. So if you're trying to compare lender structures, you need to get them on the same day so you can get the rates to compare. So you're not comparing, what's happening in August to what's happening in September when there's been a change in the financial market. Those can't compare. Okay, so when you're shopping for the lender, it needs to be done in 1 day or 2 days at the most, so you understand we're on the same financial period. Now, once you talk to a lender and you have a consultation with them and they do some research, they will give you a letter. And the first letter, and these are quite basic and not extremely valid. Based on what you tell them and a pull of your credit score, they can give you a pre-qualification letter. Really, all that means to us as real estate professionals is that you've talked to a lender and they have some belief that your credit score and what you're telling them is going to be good enough to buy you a house. Okay? Once they start digging into your financials, it may tell a different story. So that lender qualification letter is the minimal you need to do when you're buying a house. The better thing to do is when you work with a lender, ask them this question and say, do you pre-qualify the borrower and put them through the approval process without a contract? Because there are some institutions that will not process the borrower until they have a contract on a house. And that means you don't know if you're approved until you've already picked out a house. It's best to work with a lender who can pre-approve you. And that means they've done the full credit check, they've checked your job, they've checked your statements to make sure you have money and that your financials are what they expect. They've done the deep digging work to understand you, and they can then give you a pre-approval letter, which is even better than a pre-qualification lender. And some agents will call lenders to find out what exactly does your letter mean. And you want to have gone as far along as you can with your lender to show that seller that you are a qualified buyer. Okay? Next thing you need is a plan. Okay? Buying a house is a process that takes time. You need to work with the lender and get them all your financial information. You need to start driving around your community. You want to know where you want to live. You need to understand the type of house that you're buying, the HOA situation. There's a lot to learn if this is your first time buying. Is new construction an option? Gosh, the house that we're living in now, we went under contract for it in March and didn't close till December. Generally, if you're buying a resale house, you can close in 30 to 60 days. Okay. And some of these different loan products, some can be done quickly. A conventional can sometimes be done in as little time as 2 weeks with some lenders. And then some of the government programs, USDA, FHA, may take 6 weeks. So 30 to 60 days it takes to close. So that's just from when you get your contract. Okay. That doesn't include the time when you're looking. So you need to have a plan. Where are you living in the meantime? Do you have a rental agreement that's going to roll over automatically? Can you keep staying there? All these things are involved. So you need to talk with your real estate professional about the plan. How long is it going to take? Where am I living now? And what's that going to cost me? What does that look like in the future? All right. You also want to have a clear group of search tools. Now, searching for a home in this day and age is really teamwork between the buyer and the real estate agent, because there's so many places to look and there's different things that'll come up. Like Zillow is really the only place that shows for sale by owners. And yes, your real estate professional can help you buy a for sale by owner. And quite frankly, you probably really want them, especially if you're a first-time home buyer. They should be getting education to have tools to help you get paid in that transaction. But yes, you want them helping you on a for sale by owner property. By all means, go look at it. If you want it, work out a deal to have them help you, because you don't know what you don't know. Even more so when there is an owner selling. And the more that the owner doesn't want a real estate agent involved, the more red flags there might be there. Okay? I say that to say that you're going to be looking in Zillow and Realtor.com. They're looking on their MLS. They're looking in their connections and people they're talking to. There's groups on Facebook, groups on Nextdoor. There's all kinds of places to look for houses. So 2 things. One is you want to be a team with your real estate professional, okay? You're a team together to look at all the options that are available. They're providing so much more for you than just finding the house. Even though it's been shown that that's what the buyer wants most, help me find the house, they're going to be doing a lot of that, and they're even going to be helping you bounce off ideas when you find a house, okay? So you need to be a team for that. Ask your real estate professional what are their favorite search engines in your local market to look for properties. They might have a public access to the multiple listing service, or they might have a great search engine through their brokerage firm. So talk to them about your best search tools so you both know where you're both looking together. Lastly, give yourself time. Okay, this is not something that's going to happen immediately. It's a lengthy process. It's worth doing, and it's worth doing well. It's even more worth doing well because you're buying a home and a major investment, and you want it to be the right one and a good one for you. So remember to give yourself time, find the right professionals, and to find the right house. All right, thanks for listening. MonicaNeubauer.com.